Welcome back, guys. So in earlier video we have talked about what is index fragmentation, what is the impact of index fragmentation on our queries and the database. So how to fix this? There are two major things we can do to fix the fragmentation on a table. To fix index fragmentation, MsSQL provides following mechanism like a reorganize and rebuild. Reorganize is you are organizing the index again on a table. We are not recreating the uh, index. So index can be reorganized using the query alter index and the index name and then reorganize. This process physically reorganizes the index pages to improve data density and reduce fragmentation. This is an online process and does not require any locking the entire table. Okay, so you can do this. I'll tell you when to do, when to select reorganize and when to do rebuild. Okay, so the index can, what is rebuild? The index can be rebuilt using the alter index, the index name, and then rebuild command. This process creates the index, resulting a resulting in a completely new set of index pages. Okay, so if we are going to rebuild the index, then it will take some time, and also these pages are fresh and based on new index pages. Rebuilding an index eliminates fragmentation but requires more system resources and might cause an index to be unavailable during the operation. So um, that your index will not be available till that time it is rebuilt properly. So when to use reorganize, when to do rebuild. Okay, so these are the parameters. If you can, I'll show you a query which you can use in your database to see the results when and to choose when to rebuild and reorganize. So when fragmentation reaches more than 30%, you will use rebuild, and if the fragmentation between 11 to 30%, then reorganize may be fine, you can do it. But if fragmentation below 11%, you can just ignore them. That may not affect your query performance that much, but still you can do, if you want you can do any of these, but this you can just ignore below 11%. So what are the steps to calculate the fragmentation? You and check the index size and index space. Okay, so first to check the index size on the disk, open the SQL Server Management Studio, go to the Object Explorer pane, database folder, expand tables folders, locate table, and then right click on the table, select properties window, select the storage page. On the storage page, current size of the table, I'll show you this. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so I'll show you this. So if we want to check the storage on this table, you can just right click on this table, go to properties, go to storage, and there you see index pages. No, we do not have index on this table, so it is very less, 0. Okay, you can check another table, maybe if someone is bigger table. uh, let's take this one, properties, storage. You see indexes have 454 rows in it, and it has this much of space. Index consumed this much space. You can check these things here. Table is partitioned or not, it is not, so you can partition the bigger tables as well. Okay, so by here you can check what is the size your index is using. So let's talk about fragmentation. So rebuild or reorganize steps. You can just expand the database, go to that table, expand indexes, see the indexes for that table. But when you need to do rebuild, you need to consider these steps. I'll show you a query which will show you the percentage of the fragmentation. You follow these steps, expand the indexes, and for a particular index you can do reorganize or rebuild. After the operation is completed, go to the storage page and then check the new size of the table. Okay, the reorganize rebuild operation may take some time to complete depending on the size of the table and number of indexes it has. So you keep in mind that you can do it in non-production hours or maybe out of your production window. Okay, so let's go to our SQL server and see. I'll show you this query. Okay, this is the query you can use. I'll put that in the description box. You can use this to fetch out the results for see what is the fragmentation on the table. It will share you all the indexes for a particular database. You can select a particular database and execute this query, and then you will see this is the index with the highest fragmentation. It is 98%, so we must rebuild it. Okay, it is more than 30%, so we can use rebuild option here. Okay, so what is this index? It is on this database and table tricd 10 valid. tricd pcgicd 10 valid. Okay, so on this table we are going to check the this is the index. Okay, we get primary key of this table. Okay, so let's first see the storage space of it. We right click storage. You see 117 MB. Index space is 0.117 MB. Row count is 34,096.31. Data space it used is 20.531 MB. Okay, so if we rebuild it, here, go to here and rebuild. Okay, it's done. Okay, so if we refresh and go to the index, if we have refreshed it already. Okay, go to properties and then go to storage and see the size data space is 16 MB now. Earlier it was 25 MB and the index space is now 0.141 MB. Earlier it was 77 something. So this is how you can check the storage space of an index, and if the fragmentation is more than 98%, you can run this query again to see if that is removed from here. You see that 98% that is removed from here, so that is fragmented now. So this is index fragmentation. This is very much important step when your query is not performing well. You can create indexes on that on the column, or you can first check the fragmentation of the table if your table is old. Also, if your table is not that much large, it has only few rows, then you need not to create the indexes on that table, because indexes also require the disk space. So if that there is very less data in that table, the table can be left as it is. It may not we may not create the index on that table. But if your table has a large and has millions of records in it, so on time to time you can defragment your tables and rebuild or reorganize the indexes to reclaim the freed up space. This is very much important and may impact your query performance. So thank you. This is all about indexes, and we'll talk about some different topic in our next videos. Thank you.